And one of the things that I liked about MATIC was that they help, they're essentially a layer 2 solution that's like helps with scalability, helps with faster transactions, different things like that. And projects that you can use on top of other projects while they're still working their bugs out and they're working on scalability are great, because at the end of the day, most people are not super wealthy. They can't afford to pay $300 to send a transaction to swap, or even $7 for that matter. So the fact that MATIC makes the Ethereum network usable, that makes me excited, because I want to be able to trade NFTs if I want to. I want to send people money back and forth. And right now with Ethereum, it's doable, but it's still a little bit expensive for most people. So that's why I do like MATIC fundamentally.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily. My name's Austin. My name's Austin. Awesome episode today. We have TA expert, longtime friend of the channel, and cryptocurrency content creator, CryptoWendy, joining us today. Wendy, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, gentlemen, for having me. I'm excited to chat with you guys. It's going to be a great show.
All right. I love it. And for our long-term OG audience, a lot of you guys probably recognize CryptoWendy. We met her way back in the day at a Warren Buffett San Francisco crypto meetup. But I think a lot of you out there know her best, especially if you're in Los Angeles, for her just crypto meetups in general. So Wendy, is it the crypto meetups are starting back up again?
Yes, sir. So in Los Angeles County, I want to say on June 15th, they announced very, very laxed measures. And I said, this is awesome. I feel comfortable hosting these events again, because people are able to kind of pick if they want to come, do what they need to do to feel safe. But I think that personal interaction and being able to physically meet somebody, shake their hand, give them a hug, look them in the eye is very, very important. I know me personally, the way I learn best is when I'm actually talking with someone and they're explaining to me. And the purpose of these meetups is just to bring different crypto enthusiasts together in one place, have you guys network, have you talk, and have you essentially learn and hopefully help better your quality of life.
I love it. And before we get into, I want to talk specifically to you about MATIC. You've been preaching for years now that it was, a good altcoin. You were absolutely right. A lot of growth, a lot of potential. But first, where are we in the cycle right now with Bitcoin? Is it bear market, bull market? What's your take?
So the thing with Bitcoin is, as you guys have seen, we have tested $33,000 support multiple times, and we keep getting in that $33,000 to $37,000 range. Can I show my chart on this?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and do that. So this is my Bitcoin chart, and this is a great chart that I love to post on social media because it gives a lot of really, really clear areas of support and resistance. And if you're not that great of a trader, don't worry about it. Focus on learning support and resistances, because those are areas that buyers and sellers kind of meet and battle at about. So the area that I'm talking about is about 33.5 to approximately 37.3. And we've kind of been consolidating in this area since we had that really nasty drop on May 19th. And every time we get in this range, we eventually pop up. We'll sometimes retest the EMA 9, sometimes the EMA 21, and we'll kind of fall back down to this range. The last mini run up we had, we did test the EMA 200 successfully, but we failed to flip it into support and we headed back down. So what I'm kind of looking at, I'm looking for us to get back in the vibe and consolidate area, and hopefully that will help altcoins do well. But as far as Bitcoin goes, I am a little bit cautious when it comes to investing in altcoins, because if Bitcoin decides to tank, we can decide to tank, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to start investing in things and then have Bitcoin dump and have price dump as well. So important key areas I am looking for. I want to get back in the 33,000 area. I want to flip 37. I think we would have a very, very strong chance of getting back into a very bullish market at approximately 42,000. And once we're able to flip $45,814 approximate, you guys, I think that we can really have some nice bull market action. And the reason why 46,000 is so important is because once we were able to really break the $42,000 to $46,000 area, we skyrocketed all the way up to $65,000.
Mm.
Now, as far as, what was your original thoughts, maybe like more towards the beginning, on where you thought we'd like kind of like top out, what time period and price period? Did you originally think we'd do it at the end of this year? And has that changed at all? Where do you think we're going to top out at the cycle?
So what I originally thought with Bitcoin, and what I did a fractal base chart utilizing Q2 since 2018. And every Q2 we pumped in between 60 to 200%. I want to say Q2 2018, it was 60%. 2019, it was 250%. And I think Q2 of 2020 was 120% approximately. So what I did was I created a fractal base chart, and I anticipated us, and we hit those high pumps generally in like the August area. So I anticipated Bitcoin could potentially get that 200% pump, which was very, very conservative, at $160,000 in August. However, we actually had a very bearish Q2 of 2021. So since then, I've kind of retracted my statement, because a good trader, a good investor does not trade in absolutes. You trade, you invest with the market. And until we really get above that $45,000, $46,000 area, I am very, very cautious with all of my positions.
But, as far as like a price and time, what are you thinking?
Well, I have to kind of see what happens when we actually do flip $46,000. And I know that's not something the audience wants to hear. I know it's not something you guys want to hear, but I have to keep it real, and we have to play it conservatively. Because if I say we're hitting $300,000 on June 21st of 2022, that'd be a little bit irresponsible, because I need to see $46,000 be flipped into strong support first before I can say it's moon girl time.
And you know what? This is what I was going to say at the beginning. I don't watch a lot of TA channels, but I always like going to yours, just because you have a very level-headed, reasonable approach to the market, especially for somebody who's not, I don't come from a TA background. So we do appreciate that sort of reasonable point of view. And having said that, you've been a big MATIC fan, at least from a trading standpoint, for a while now. For the folks at home, could you describe what MATIC is and why it caught your radar initially, from a fundamental point of view, maybe that you put it on your radar?
So the great thing about MATIC is I've had the team on my show twice already, way back before they actually pumped. And one of the things that I liked about MATIC was that they help, they're essentially a layer 2 solution that's like helps with scalability, helps with faster transactions, different things like that. And projects that you can use on top of other projects while they're still working their bugs out and they're working on scalability are great, because at the end of the day, most people are not super wealthy. They can't afford to pay $300 to send a transaction to swap, or even $7 for that matter. So the fact that MATIC makes the Ethereum network usable, that makes me excited, because I want to be able to trade NFTs if I want to. I want to send people money back and forth. And right now with Ethereum, it's doable, but it's still a little bit expensive for most people. So that's why I do like MATIC fundamentally.
Is that what gave you your conviction early on? Because, like you said back when like really nobody cared about it, hey, I think MATIC is going to do well, and it did do well. Was it just like the investor's thesis that this is going to help scale Ethereum?
To be honest, the team had some trouble back in, I want to say 2019. But the fact about the team is they were able to create a lot of partnerships. They were able to do a lot of networking. And to me, that speaks volumes. I like to see people come from tumultuous past and they're able to overcome. Essentially, to me, that is an underdog. And I'm an underdog myself with my story. So the fact that they were able to persevere despite all of the FUD, despite being dragged through the mud on crypto Twitter, that makes me really believe in the project. And as far as what they're doing now, they've done a great job at establishing themselves, in my opinion.
Well, let's get into some TA, because I'm sure people want to know what you think about MATIC and the price chart currently.
So as far as technical analysis goes, let's go ahead and pull that up and see where MATIC is today. Right now, considering what has been happening with the crypto bear market, MATIC has held up incredibly well, and Cardano has also held up incredibly well. We are currently testing the EMA 100 as support, even though we had a pretty gnarly bear cross presented on the MACD. And if anybody is watching this, EMAs are really, really great tools. I like to use the EMA 9, which is the green line, 21 blue line, 30 pink line, 50 white line, 100 purple line, and 200 pink line. And I like to use these as areas of support and resistances because they work really, really well. And again, you're free to modify these, do what you want, but I wanted to clarify for the audience. So we're holding on to support really well at approximately $1.06. However, the EMAs are looking a little bit bearish. And the reason why they're looking bearish is because we have them headed downward. Anytime you see EMAs pointed downward, it's not looking too terribly hot. However, I will say that we are still above the EMA 200, which is nice. Now, just kind of taking a look at the 4-hour chart, 4-hour, we're really fighting to hold this area of support. But in order for me to be bullish on MATIC longer term, I would need to see a flip of about $1.40. And the reason why, this is where the EMA 200 lies, and it's also where I had drawn my area of resistance on the daily chart. So as far for MATIC long term, if you can scoop MATIC up under $1, I think that would be ideal. The way I would play it, I would stack limit buys down below. But realistically for MATIC, I think it will perform well, it will do well, especially if we do decide to go into a mini bull run again. However, the key area, the trigger area for me would be approximately $1.41 because we have all of these EMAs adding very, very heavy pressure, and we haven't been able to flip it yet. So once we can get up of 141, I think it would be fantastic. I'm sure the audience wants to know more of a longer term price prediction on what could happen. The easiest way to do this, guys, is to go ahead and utilize fibs. You can use Fibonacci extensions. They're really, really great. And the way I like to play these is I like to draw a middle area in between each fib to kind of give me a price prediction. So if MATIC is able to, in fact, get into a bull run and to flip $1.41, I think that we can go ahead and tackle some of these upper areas. And once we smash all-time high again, if that does in fact happen, again, this is tentative on Bitcoin behaving, I think we would easily be able to get to at least $3.30 pretty easily. But again, this prediction is going to be contingent on Bitcoin behaving and Bitcoin sustaining and making all-time highs again. However, if we get bearish, you can probably look to get MATIC underneath 70 cents.
Wow. I love it. Awesome perspective. Aaron, final questions on MATIC?
Oh, well, I'm just, I'd love to know because, you know, like we said, like you were talking about MATIC like a long time ago, and it did have an awesome run. Is there a coin right now that you're looking at? Obviously, anything can change. That's why it's important to subscribe to our channel, because it could change the next day depending on new information. Is there another maybe ETH scaling solution or maybe something different you're looking at that you think is the market is undervaluing?
I don't know if it's undervalued right now. And talking about if a project is undervalued or not, it's always a good question because it's like sometimes these projects come to the market and they get a price, like the people that develop the project are like, we should, sell this coin at $300 per coin or $1 per coin. So talking about undervalued, I don't really like to use the term undervalued because the market really decides. And plus there's people putting this stuff out, giving a price. But a coin that I do have my eye on is Solana. And the reason why I have my eye on it, they have been making a lot of partnerships. I want to say there was about $430 million raised for them. Please correct me if I'm wrong with that. But they do kind of plan to do what Ethereum is doing, but better and faster. And let's face it, Ethereum is amazing, but at the same time, they really haven't done a whole lot of development as fast as some of these other projects. So Solana is a project I am definitely keeping an eye on. Their ecosystem is very similar to Ethereum's, but a little bit harder to utilize. They've got the Solette wallet. I know you can buy it on like Blockfolio or FTX US for those people that are in the United States. I think Coinbase Pro too. But their ecosystem, if you're a more tech savvy person, I would pay attention to their ecosystem and kind of see what's happening and what's being developed, because they do have their own DEX that they're working on also. And I want to say you can utilize the Serum DEX for Solana. So that would be a project I would definitely keep an eye on.
Awesome. Guys, I want to remind you that Crypto Wendy is hosting a meetup this Saturday, downtown Los Angeles, the Angel City Brewery, starting at 5 p.m. Information can be found down below. Wendy, I'd love you to plug your channel or talk about anything you'd like.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, first and foremost, gentlemen, thank you so much for having me. You guys are a longtime friend of mine, and I appreciate you guys. You guys always come to the meetups and support. If you guys want to follow me on TikTok, I post like breaking news there, sometimes technical analysis. Sometimes you'll see me do an occasional little dance or something ridiculous. But I'm on YouTube. I'm not on Twitter too much anymore, but mostly YouTube and TikTok are the places to kind of find me, to hang out. And thank you guys for having me on, and I hope to see you guys all at the meetup. It'll be a lot of fun. It's for networking. It's just to kind of hang out and talk to people that are similar to you and network and grow.
Awesome. Great episode. We'll be at the meetup. Hopefully we see you there. Later.